Hey,
Okay?
over here, by the plant.
And like,
He's gonna think the plant's talking to him. This is great.
and he like looks over and he's like, buddy, I didn't know you could talk. Why you sound like a girl?
I'm not the plant. I was hoping you'd come over though. This is Texas. I'm invisible right now.
All of Texas?
Well, not all of Texas.
Oh my god.
A person. I technically lived there for a very short time. You met me.
I don't need to know your backstory. What
Okay.
what do you need?
Well, there's a group of
No,
people.
no, no. Go through the entire fence.
A lot has changed in the past 12 hours.
Good God, man! You have a dangle now. I'm not going to fault you for any sort of like thing that you went through. Your body has gone through a metamorphosis overnight. Please, it's fine. You do not need to apologize. And he just kind of looks at you and puts a hand on your shoulder and just like
You got a dangle.
like, all right, you were somebody who lived in Texas,
Right.
and then you
It's
took
not
the name
important
Texas?
though. That part isn't important. This is the important thing.
Why would you open with that if
No.
it wasn't
Well,
important?
I was just trying to introduce myself. Okay, so
Okay.
the important thing is there was a group in here, and now there's still one of them, but the others are gone, but they're coming back, and they want to kill us?
Are they from Texas too?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. But the important thing is they want to kill at least one, if not more, of us, and or do serious harm and damage. So, do
Okay.
you guys have rules or like a safe room?
No, we kind of play
Or-
it fast and loose here.
Yeah, I've heard that. So we should just kind of hightail it on out of here?
I mean, you could fight them. That'd be kind of entertaining. No,
Well-
right?
Am I bound to some sort of thing? I feel like the most responsible thing to do is to know, like, before you put on jewelry given to you by a god.
You feel like the most
Well, I
responsible thing to do when a god
I-
offers you a gift is to be like, well, what
Well,
is
no,
is
I
there a
thank you
user
very
agreement
much.
that
I
we
just-
need to sign here?
I
This
feel like
I mean, she's very nice, but this is no Banyan, the god of the lions. I mean, he's the king of the beasts.
And as Bubba walks out, he goes, "Hey, man, now I'm gonna get him turn on. Woo!
Sorry guys, I speak Bubba. I know how you doing.
And man, from Artificer Ball to share put stuff all the time.
You ain't fooling?
It's
Hell, my brother Cletus would love to talk to you.
hey man, Terrell from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're all feel like pretty like people you're going in.
All right, now sounds good.
I'm just gonna cast in code thoughts to just pull this memory out for later. Someone's gonna want to study.
Are you always invisible?
No, I just did this because I was trying to be stealthy. It's not working very well. I can see
No,
that.
because you're still talking.
I know I have learned my lesson. I haven't learned my lesson. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna do more stupid stuff. It just kind of happens.
That's what we opened on. Hello, everybody! Welcome. It is Thursday night. It is time for D&D. It's great. Welcome. Zuli, hello. I'm so excited for tonight's game. We have that in common, dear friend. Welcome to one and all that are tuning in for tonight's epic game of the Lost Isle. We've got a co-star. We've got a Bo, and Moswald is joining us again. It's very exciting. Moswald and I kind of geeked out a little bit because we realized we get 2 games of D&D this week. As let's talk about the schedule this week. Tonight is the Lost Isle. tomorrow night we go hang out in Neverland for the Neverland finale. For those of you that loved Neverland back in the day, I'm going to give these guys an epic ending to an epic story. As their characters have leveled up over time, we're going to get to see where these amazing characters have found themselves, and who knows, maybe some other fun, exciting things will happen along the way. We've got a Discord. Come hang out there for all the latest up-to-date information about stuff. The ending. To everybody in the chat, Maysay, Zuli, all of you lovely, lovely people, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, that's on Friday. This weekend, we don't have any streams coming up because Indigo Chameleon and I have some misadventures planned, but there's plenty of stuff for you to be able to watch. Wolf Grin, you got any streams coming up this weekend? Any Minecraft streams?
And not no Minecraft streams, but I will be playing Beat Saber tomorrow morning. We are actually going to be starting a new 90-day challenge. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Starting on Monday, I'm doing another 90 days. See if I can lose the weight that I gained when I was in Florida last week. But
yeah, I support
in
your
the morning.
Yeah, that's great. But you can tune into that. Kiara. Icky V, do you have stuff going on? You've got some exciting developments going on over at Circle of Ash right now.
I do. We just, the mods and I got together and we went through all of the RPers that have been doing some amazing RP, both on stream and out of stream. And we have knighted a brand new group of people. A bunch of ghosts have gone through and knighted a bunch of people, which is pretty exciting.
I got knighted, guys. I got knighted. This is pretty great.
He did get knighted. And we have some stuff going on. Last weekend, one of our Daddy Issues characters, Daddy Issues 102, I think, or either one, regardless, he ended up finding his imposter father, and Pugak got to knock him unconscious with the flat side of a great axe, which he was so excited for.
So proud of him.
So the consequences are this weekend, and I can't wait to see what happens there. So if that's Friday night and Saturday night, we go late night, so we're 9:30, depending upon technical difficulties, till whenever.
All right. But tune in, please. It's some amazing RP. AKV, we should talk. We should do a DM swap one night. I'll do a Circle of Ash one shot, and you can come over here to this channel, and we'll just do like a foreign exchange student program. It'll be great.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Whenever.
I'm into this. Whenever. Yeah, thanks. So tune in for that epic stuff. If you have a little bit of coinage and you want to help support the Indigo Chameleon channel, you can do that by subscribing here on the channel. If you have Amazon Prime, you can do that for free. Or you can go to the merch store and you can buy cool stuff like t-shirts, mugs, and shower curtains. Which Wolfgren has been able to see firsthand. Our entire guest bathroom is all
that is
Indigo
a
Chameleon.
good looking bathroom, guys. I tell you.
Yeah, thanks. So all sorts of good stuff there. I think that's it for upcoming stuff. Does anybody have anything else they want to plug? Anything they want to talk about coming up? No?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Ooh.
Once upon a time. At the Lost Isle. The crew found themselves in the late 1950s, finding themselves outside of a somewhat overtaken military base in Nevada. The group, after some very interesting pop culture references and one of the funniest conversations back and forth with someone imprisoned in a prison cell that I have ever witnessed firsthand, the group was able to rescue a Warforged individual by the name of Bo. Bo had fallen from the sky and crash landed, and everybody had sort of assumed he was part of an extraterrestrial menace. That was not the case with Bo. Far from it, he's an extraplanar menace, and less of a menace and more of just like himself. So you say tomato, I also say tomato because that's how I pronounce it. So the group, upon rescuing him, fought some green army men that had been overtaken by by the nefarious plants in the area. And throughout the course of that, I think you're right. I think we are still locked in a pretty heated combat session with these plant guys. which are going on. So we've got a lot going on currently at the moment. So heroes, you are all locked in a pretty fierce combat with these plant men. I don't remember where we stopped in the initiative order.
It was Wolf.
It was me because I crashed right as I was.
crashed.
That's right, and we've got some green army men that are not too happy with you guys at all, are they? All right, Turk. It is now your turn amidst the green army men. We can keep the initiative from last week if you guys like, or we can re-roll again after we finish this round to try to keep things fresh for the audience and things of that sort. Which would you all prefer?
I'm okay with rerolling.
I'm okay
We're-
with keeping it or re-rolling. We would have ended with Cass.
Okay.
So I feel like if we're gonna re-roll, we should go through Turk and Cass and then re-roll at that point.
Let's do that then. Let's re-roll again so it keeps things a little fresh. I've never re-rolled mid-combat before, but this will keep things kind of fresh in my mind. So Turk and Cass, you guys get a little bonus round. What would you like to do?
I need to know where were we at? Do we now know that these are good or I'm so
All of
confused
you,
at the-
hashtag bow bro. All of you were able to. The chat has come up with a bow hashtag. That makes me very happy. All of you were able to see exactly what Texas saw, which was the removal of the mushroom. With a little bit of magical assistance, was able to stop this infection that's overtaking these individuals. So yes, you were able to see that. I think your move before we left last week is you're like, reluctantly, I'm gonna try to cut the mushroom. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at a mushroom.
if I had a nickel, take a shot at the mushroom. I see that look, Icky. Take a shot at the mushroom, Wolf.
Oh, and I think that's what I rolled last time too.
Would you?
That's a nat 1.
Pal, roll damage for me.
Oh no! Oh, it's a good thing I didn't add anything to this. That would be my best damage I've ever rolled. That'll be a 10.
10 points of damage as you're like aiming for the mushroom, and sunk right in the this guy's head, just side of the head. It's too good not to do.
Listen, 10 points of damage is not bad for a level 2 character. Oh wait, that's
Whoa!
12. Okay, sorry.
Oh, big talk from the bard.
Wow!
You take 2 points of psychic damage from the vicious mockery.
That
Oh my gosh, shoot!
I'm going back and locking myself in the cell. These guys can take care of themselves. And
I don't want to play with you guys anymore.
I'm going to take my second shot, if I may. Now, so is this guy still standing with the arrow in his head?
He's still standing, better than he ever did.
Ooh.
Okay, that one's a little better. That would be a 23.
23 hits. Give me some damage for the shroom.
Gosh. 7 points of damage on the shroom.
Actually, that is just enough. The shroom, it's clipped by the arrow. This guy hits the ground and then immediately starts screaming, unfortunately. He's alive, though. There's the good news. But as the mushroom falls away and turns to that darkened ash material, there's a...
With arrow in his head.
He's got like an arrow in his head. And you see him just kind of hurriedly... his buddy snaps him out of his reverie, and his buddy kind of takes him away from this scene.
Now, the next question I have is: there somebody within 5 feet of my first target?
Yeah, they were all pretty much lined up together. You've taken 2 shots. Does it have to be on your first attack?
I've got what? Does Hordebreaker have to be on my first attack?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
No, I was asking you.
Oh no, Hordebreaker. It's just once on each of my turns. When I make a weapon attack, I can take an attack on somebody that's next within 5 feet.
Oh, got it. So the attack doesn't have to land or anything like that. You could just be like, I'm going to choose to attack that guy. Okay, cool. Got it.
So if I may, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at 19.
19.
Does that hit?
19 hits the mushroom. I'll be nice.
And that's going to be A total of 13 points of damage on
13
that mushroom.
points of damage. Another mushroom disappears. This guy doesn't have an arrow in his head, so he's marginally better than the other one. But he is looking at you somewhat suspiciously as his buddy runs out of the room with an arrow in his head and just sort of side-eyes you as he walks out of the room. Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3. One died. There's only 4 left. Cass.
Okay. So I'm a little torn. I think I'm just going to make a move to get somewhere close enough to Texas.
Okay.
And do some group healing, just for a minute, just a brief second, because we're both not feeling amazing.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. What are you casting?
So let me. Oh, that's way higher. I'm not group. We're just gonna do single, and we're gonna do cure wounds on Texas.
Okay.
9.
Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, 9 points of healing for Texas. That's your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
I ought to, really. So I thought someone would try and get me as I was moving. So, no, in that case.
No. Okay. Yeah, you stand stalwart at your friend's side, sending your healing magic flowing over Texas. Let's do this then. Let's go ahead and re-roll initiative to redetermine as we take a brief second to heal and things of that sort. Let's re-roll initiative for these individuals because that might determine a few things. Give him a plus. Oh, okay. Okay.
Should we just not re-roll initiative? Would that be better?
I mean, you can. They got pretty high. They didn't get William high numbers. Anybody over 25? William.
33.
33 for William. 20 to 25. 20. Turk.
22.
That +1 initiative.
Yeah.
I got +5. That's why I beat you.
Okay. 20 to 15.
Yeah.
18.
18.
19 too.
Ooh.
Bow and cast reroll. It's hard when Texas gets an 18 and that's at the bottom of the initiative order.
17. Wait, no, that's a 7. I can't read. I'm sorry.
And I got a 5, so go ahead.
Cast bow. Texas.
Whoops-a-doodles.
Whoops-a-doodles. That's on me.
It'd be like that.
William, it'd be like that sometimes. 4 Green Army men up. You're up.
Okay, I'm going to use the quickfire spell gun.
Okay.
Fireball.
Okay. What's your alignment?
Has he not seen what we've been doing here?
What's your alignment? I just want to know.
I know we're supposed to take out the little
No. Roll me your.
I just wanted to say fireball.
You're allowed to say fireball.
Can I try to firebolt one of the little mushrooms on their necks?
You can totally try to firebolt one of those little mushrooms. You sure you don't want to cast fireball?
Yeah, 17.
Because it will burn the mushrooms off.
Yep.
17 hits. Roll damage.
All right.
I'll be a little scorched. It's fine.
Wow. A 1, a 2, a 3 for a total of 6 damage.
6 is not enough to kill that mushroom. The number we are looking for is 7. Immediately, there is the sound of a wah, 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 wah.
Fireball.
Fireball is your bonus action?
Yeah, no.
What are you doing with your bonus action, William? Just fireball.
Nothing.
Just
That's it.
Fire. Okay. William looks annoyed as a free action. I'm gonna give you a chance to unleash. I promise. It's the remaining army men's turn, and they are still under control of whatever this malevolent presence is, and so one of them is going to, at his side, Bo, I don't know if you would recognize this, but the rest of the group does. One of them is going to take a small grenade. It looks like a little like cylinder. Take it, and they're going to do their version of fireball. And they're just going to take it and roll it alongside the ground, and it's going to land there. However, this thing has a 3-second fuse. So whoever turn is up next, you're going to get the first 3 seconds as they spend their whole action doing that. You're going to get 3 seconds in order to do that, which can either be an action, a bonus action, something along those lines. One of your turns, you're not going to have an action and a bonus action to defuse whatever this grenade is. So that's one of their turns. The other two are just going to take shots at the group. That is a 17 to hit, William. I don't think that hits.
No.
No, it does not. And then Texas, 16 to hit.
That meets it, beats it.
Okay. You want to do anything? You want to say anything weird to this guy to make him to...
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that I have reactions as Texas. Wait, do I? Yeah, actually... Oh, no, I have...
Cutting words? Nothing like that?
Yeah, but no.
Okay.
No.
No.
Because, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Texas, that 9 points is gone and then some. As you take 17 points of damage from that.
Got it. Thank you.
And then, Turk, we go to your turn. As the...
Turk, recognizing what's rolling towards him, is going to dive towards that and pick it up, not on top of it.
Oh, God, okay.
He's picking it up and going to try to chuck it out the door.
Okay. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him. All right, Wolfgren. Whew, buddy. Turk, give me... I'm going to need 2 rolls here.
Okay.
I'm going to need a sleight of hand to pick this thing up without it exploding.
Okay. Okay, could we make it acrobatics? I'm just kidding.
Was this a Molotov cocktail or a grenade?
It's a grenade.
Do you understand how grenades work?
Do I understand how grenades work?
Yes.
Yes. I also know that if you shake the powder too much in the 1950s, grenades are made a little bit different there, big guy. I've done my historical research.
It's not going to go well.
That's
for everybody in this room.
13?
A 13. Because I do not want a TPK, and I have big plans for this group, you managed to lightly and gingerly pick up this grenade, and you're going to take it and throw it?
Yes, I'm going to throw it out the door behind these guys.
I need a ranged attack roll, please.
Those I can tend to do.
Oh, no.
Where's my actions? There we go. Let's see.
Oof,
say like a dagger, if I was throwing a normal dagger type
if you're
thing.
throwing a normal dagger type thing.
Oh my gosh! It was stupid on the 14, and then it rolled to the 4. I mean, it was... That's a 13 for that as well. On the attack.
Okay, so this one
I AC the doorway.
This one I can't give to you. This one I think you gingerly scoop it up. Kiara, did you have something you wanted to add to this? You're muted.
You're not talking. Actually, did I have a bardic inspiration from before?
I think you might have.
I lost track. I gave it a
Yes, you definitely had a bardic inspiration from
And is that a D8 or D10?
It's a D10, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure I'm at a D. Yeah, it's a D10 right now.
Why don't you roll a D10?
These dice just suck.
Okay, wait.
I'm up to a 15 now. Does that
Alright,
get
hold
me
on.
anywhere?
Wait.
Wait, I can.
Oh, man.
What?
Go ahead. What?
I have a reaction
You-
that I would like to use.
Please.
I have the Warcaster feat, so I can use a spell as a reaction.
I think you can use a spell as a reaction if somebody takes an opportunity attack
It's
against
an opportunity attack.
I would say a grenade is as about an opportune attack as any sort of attack. So yes, Kiara, if you would like to cast a spell, you're welcome to.
Okay, cool. I would like to, as soon as I see Turk chuck this grenade, whether it goes all the way out the door or not, I would like to cast Wind Wall around ourselves so that we have at least a shield of something.
I'm about this. Okay. Turk takes it and just and using a little bit of Texas's like you can do it, chucks that grenade as it flies outward, up and arcs. You realize it's not going to quite make it through the door in time. However, Kiara sends up a wind wall protecting you all and the soldiers too, or just you all?
If the soldiers are still in the room,
Yes.
then they would, and they didn't run after this guy chucked the grenade.
Okay.
They would be in this. I'm kind of blocking off that doorway after he throws it out. So like.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. The doorway gets blocked. Some of this fire still gets in, but I think they're gonna take it, and it's going to knock them unconscious. Okay. All three of them hit the ground hard as that fire leaks into the. There's been a lot of fire damage that's kind of been bandied about and thrown about, and with that, the three of them hit the ground hard.
DM.
Yes, Bo.
Because I am there. Because I am right next to these guys. Do I take any damage?
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. Just playing honest. Dex save. That's a +7. It's 15.
15. You know what, Bo? You don't. Because I don't want to have to think about what half of half is. So you're fine, buddy. You managed to mitigate the damage, dodging out of the way with your monk abilities, and you are absolutely fine. These three individuals hit the ground, and you are... you're getting all the guest stars tonight, Wolf Corinne. You are currently, all of you, out of combat. I'll make the first death save, I suppose.
Okay. Well, we should probably stabilize these people because I don't think that they did this on purpose. I'm gonna run and try to stabilize somebody.
Okay. Medicine check or spare the dying?
I can't do spare the dying, so it's medicine check.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
All right.
What did you get, Texas?
14.
Okay, you very medicinally, you rip off one of the mushrooms on one guy's neck and try to stabilize him, and he is stabilized. Anybody else doing anything while Texas runs over and tries to make sure one of them? Yes, Kiara.
I would definitely try to stabilize somebody.
Do you have spare the dying, or is this a medicine check?
This would be a medicine check.
Give me a medicine check.
Same Z's, but I want to like crush the mushroom.
Yeah, Bo, give me a medicine check.
21.
21. Yep, stabilized. They're good.
Can I get to anyone else?
17 plus 3, 20. Hard 20.
All three of them, as the three of you go rushing over to them, you crush the mushrooms in various ways. Some of you a little bit more enthusiastically than others, but all three of the individuals are stabilized and seem like they will be in good condition. Turk,
all right.
Turk, you're still muted, big guy. I love you so much.
All that great stuff I was saying. Turk is going to actually cast Healing Spirit and bring Ghost Wolf back around, and noticing that it's looking like both Cass and Texas could use a little bit of that. And we're going to start working that around and getting that Healing Spirit.
I'll say this. This is the last place we're able to do this. you kind of secure this room, and this room was pretty secure. So when Wolfgarin cast Healing Spirit, and these other guys kind of get up and stumble out back towards the entrance, you all take the shortest of short rest. But it's enough to constitute a short rest. Any of you that would like to roll hit dice to restore missing hit points, you mushed the mushrooms. Dice Barbarian. But you managed to take a short rest. So if any of you would like to roll hit dice, you are welcome to do so. Might be good to Texas, if you want to do a song of rest, you're welcome to do
What
that.
does Healing Spirit do?
Let me make sure that we've got this right. Spirit heals the number of times equal to 1 plus my spellcasting ability, which is a 4. So it's 5d6 basically of healing is what I'll be doing with the Healing Spirit.
Do this, Wolf. Roll me the 5d6, please.
Actually, I'm going to do this on a D&D Beyond because it's easier.
This particular episode is not sponsored by D&D Beyond, but boy, we sure wish we were. So
Boy, that would be cool.
That would be cool. 19 altogether.
19 altogether. Yeah. So everybody can mark down 19 points of healing. As he gives
It doesn't do 19 to everybody. It only does 19 points altogether.
Oh, altogether.
I have to direct it to different people, and so whoever's the worst down is going to take that full 19 because Wolf's going to be sitting right next to him.
All right.
It's not that cool.
I'm down by 20.
I'll short rest it up.
All right. Texas, take the 19.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. The rest of you take a little bit of time. Somebody pulls out a bag of goldfish crackers and Capri Suns from their bags of holding. Malish joins you all for his favorite time of day, which is short rest time. And you all take a few minutes.
Does Malish have any insight on what's going on?
Tell you what, pal. Give me a... Ooh, I don't know what this would be. Science check. Give me an intelligence check.
Science.
There should really be a science skill, like in D&D.
Technology is usually under intelligence
Yeah.
on other 5e related sciencey games.
Yeah.
Like an Arcana-esque?
Yeah, kind of an Arcana-esque. I want to go. Let's go with just a straight up intelligence check. Add advantage because Malish is assisting.
All right, hold on.
While
I gotta
he's
roll
rolling
one more
that, I would hand Bo some black licorice candies because it's the closest thing to Jaeger that I currently have in my purse.
I don't know what it does, but it's awesome.
15.
A 15 total. Okay. How about this? While people are resting, William, are you taking a rest?
Yeah, take a short rest.
Okay. Malish, you send Malish out to kind of gather up information. Malish travels the facility a little bit while you guys are taking a short rest. He promises to be quiet and not get caught and does his best to do so and comes back and he reveals to you a little bit of information that the audience can find based off of the post that I made in the Discord today. The backstory being as follows. There was a gentleman who was starting to explore planar travel, believed in alternate dimensions, and was doing this project for the military. He got swept up in it and made contact with a being that he didn't know the name of, but was giving him assistance from beyond this plane of existence. The being and him became very close. The being introduced this man to all of these different universes that existed where different versions of himself were very much active and very much alive. And it come to find out that his alternate version was named Red Jack in Wonderland, was named James in Neverland, was named Mordred in another realm that he had a bit of time in, reflecting. Yeah, look at that coin. Reflecting the relationships that this gentleman had. Suddenly and without warning, this presence was forcefully taken from him. Killed in some way. He attempted to exact revenge on the woman that did it, And when that happened, in a very bad place, he was struck with what doctors referred to as acute hypothermia, and lost the appendage in this very sensitive place. And a woman sent him a basket of bananas overripened that said, "This lady belongs to me. This was me mildly annoyed. Imagine me angry and upset. Signed M," which Malish thinks to be Mab. So this guy is bad news, and basically he summoned forth a battery. This battery is what he is using to to power his experiments to travel the multiverse. The battery is a being held in a circle, an arcane circle that even makes Malish uncomfortable. I think he describes it as every time he looks at it, he starts to hurt. The circle is bad news. The guy's not here, but he's left something guarding the prison. Malish didn't want to get too close.
Got it. I'll share that with everybody.
Well, then where the circle is.
Okay. We're all prepped. We're going to the circle. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You're
Yeah,
heroes.
man.
It's what heroes do. Okay. All of you begin to navigate the dangerous, overgrown hallways that were this military base. The area is completely wrecked. The vegetation and strange flowers that you saw near the entrance are nothing compared to what the rest of the facility has turned into. This is more along the lines of terraforming than anything else. The spaces are getting bigger and should not be able to accommodate the same building you're in. Like looking at the blueprints, it would be like walking from the living room to the kitchen, but the kitchen is now as big as a football stadium. Size is getting really, really weird, and the rules of reality are starting to get played with, bent, and broken. Okay? We continue on. The group is led forward by Malish, and Malish will come to a somewhat large space, which has these two double doors that say, underneath the vines and the flowers, restricted area. Malish leads you right up to the door and then does something completely uncharacteristic. Malish doesn't want to be here anymore. Malish goes back into the satchel that William has and begins to whimper a little bit. It's a soft cry, but there's something about this room that makes him uncomfortable.
Can he describe it to me? Like what the feeling is?
Give me a persuasion check, William.
Does he normally do that, or is this like this is a new thing?
This is a new thing.
Oh.
Well, to be honest, our last adventure we didn't see him very much because he was inside my head. So yes, this would be new.
Oh, you two have voices inside your head. Nice.
7.
A 7 with the persuasion check. He doesn't get too descriptive with you, but I'll say this: with a 7, hey boss, I just don't want to come out right now because magic is like it's bleeding. And I'm kind of magic, and I'm just worried that I don't want to bleed as well.
Can I unsummon him?
You could. Yeah, you know what? I don't think there's ever been a precedence for this, but you could conceivably unsummon him without doing damage to him. Like, shh, go to sleep forever. No. Like, I'm just
For
gonna
his
say
protection.
for his protection. Yes, you can dismiss your familiar.
Did that conversation happen in between, like psychically between you and Malish?
I'm gonna say
No.
Yeah, this would happen out loud. If that's okay.
In that case, I'm probably going to take William's lead and de-summon Kitty back into the little figurine.
Got it.
And I'm wanting to ask, how's little Chesh?
Chesh has no idea this is going on, man. Little Chesh, like, he is perfectly fine. Like, he doesn't seem like he
seem to be out of sorts or anything.
Doesn't seem to be out of sorts.
Isn't he immortal? Isn't he immortal?
Yeah. Little
So are most gods.
Yeah. Little Chesh is immortal. You can't hurt Little Chesh. But the rest of them you could.
So he said something about magic, right? You guys, is there anyone who's not magic with you guys? No?
No.
Well.
So we're going to stay here. If you want to go check out what's inside real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm just gonna
I get it.
the guy out of
It was a joke. That was camaraderie. I was just kind of like, that was a ribbing. That's what pals do. You never went to college, did you? Oh.
I don't remember.
Turk, do you remember what I did before we did this?
Yes, okay.
What did you do before this?
I worked at the aquarium. I taught children about marine animals.
It's a life.
Actually, the aquarium is really cool.
I
used to hang out there a lot.
Me and Water don't get along, so like.
I
yes, but no.
But the shirt.
I feel like this is a less than an ideal time for this conversation.
When you as a DM just sit back and watch your players have a conversation.
I'm just saying.
Texas. When are any of our conversations in an ideal time?
Well, that's a good point. Is there a door to get into this place, or can we see into this room or place?
The two double doors are currently closed. It's going to take a bit of pruning.
Well, I'm going to try to mage hand. Oh, got it. I see what you're saying. Like they're closed, like sealed, closed by plants.
Yep.
I can.
Does it look like there's anything liquid or wet or sticky on the outside of the vines, or are they relatively dry?
Breath at the plants that are trying to keep the door closed.
No, you would need a way to wet the flowers, the vines. The vines are currently not wet in any way. Like there's a light dew on them, but I don't know what you're looking for here. Like there is not
You don't touch wet things because wet things are poison. You touch things that are dry because they were probably less likely to be poison. And you can actually hack at them with a dagger without worrying about splashback.
I can touch it if you want me to touch it. I can touch it. I'm fine. I'm a something.
No,
I can't be
no,
poisoned.
just freeze them.
I can't.
Doesn't understand. You do not touch things.
I can't. But I don't get. But I don't get poisoned.
I don't hear any of this in my thinking sack.
Bo, it's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, just no touchy. It's easier that way.
Kiara,
Do the one thing you're built for, but don't do it. Okay.
Pokey with a knife, Kiara. Not hands. No hands. Just knife.
No hands.
Why don't we let the metal man do it?
That's very insensitive.
Y'all aren't even going to let me try to freeze these things, are you?
Go ahead.
Here, I went off and had with the dragon, and I came back with dragon's breath, and I can't even use it.
That sounds like a really
what's
interesting
the range? Is there blowback on this dragon's breath? Do I need to back out of some radius here?
Well, you should probably keep away. I've got like if I had to estimate, I'd go like a 15-foot cone. So,
Turk backs up about 15 feet. And he's actually looking to see if anything's coming up behind us. And
are you going to be able to get everything from down there? Do you need like a boost? Can I like
wow.
I'm just saying angles. There's one thing I learned in Pong is like you need the angle. And you have a low angle.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and get on your hands and knees and I'll stand on your back.
I was gonna say like hold you up, but okay, whatever.
I don't need anybody holding me up like a baby.
Kiara is looking for the bottle of ibuprofen
But
that she
you
handed
had it.
Kirk earlier.
Wait, Texas. Remember that horse?
The baby Bjorn.
Yeah, that was different, okay? That was me yes-anding a situation. That was just too ridiculous to pass up.
It's just too ridiculous.
Stand back. Won't offer assistance. I'll just step back.
She's a one-woman show. Let her do it.
All right, as soon as they're out of the way, I'm going to use my Icy Dragon's Breath for the first time. And go.
From Little Texas.
No, wait, whoa. How do you do it?
Well, okay, I'm not going to hit anybody with it. I'm going to go back and forth a little bit.
No, he just enjoyed the way you.
No, because that was pretty weak. I expect more.
The visual.
You need to ramp that up a little bit. That's a dragon's breath.
Yeah. You hear a southern Fusro duh as ice breath begins to issue forth from Texas. Thank you all so much. That's all. That's
the plants need to make a dex save of 17.
The plants fail their dex save. Except for Lance the Vine, who does very well on his dex save. He's been
Lance
working
is such a jerk.
All of the vines are coated now with a thick layer of ice, and so is the door.
May I now punch it?
Yes.
Can I now stab it?
No. You want to do it together?
1.
Let him punch.
2.
Stab.
3.
Cass stabs the door before you get to 3, and stabs it. The stab does nothing. It's a door. Bo, give me an attack.
I was stabbing the vines. I'm
You're
sorry.
stabbing. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Give me an attack roll, Cass. Bo, give me an athletics check. We'll say this. Bo.
An athletics check.
Stabbing the door.
Or an attack roll. Either one.
I would like the attack roll because I rolled that and I got a 28.
Yeah.
Cass starts stabbing a door. Y'all need to check her for some spores, inhalation, or something. Cause,
It's way better that she's stabbing a vine.
Can I check
That's
you for
frozen.
ticks?
Oh.
That's the weirdest
You
pickup
wait for
line
the
William
vine.
has ever used.
I don't want to answer that.
She said check for spores. The natural progression.
That's 13. That's 13 bludgeoning damage to the door. I don't know if the Crusher feat works on doors.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah, that's an 8 attack on the vine.
You miss. I don't know how it's possible. They're frozen over and stationary, but Cass, you just go, and you just go over to the side and just miss a
I
little
stabbed
bit.
the door anyway.
You stab the door
I
anyway.
missed.
The door's pissed. But the door isn't pissed for long because Bo punches the door open. Congratulations, you've all solved my viney door puzzle. As the two pieces of the frozen door go exploding inward to a room that is cavernous.
I loosened it for you, Bo.
In appearance. The cavernous room looks as follows. In front of you all, at about 50 feet, is a very large pool of water. This lake, so sorry, Bo. This lake seems to be the source for much of the plant life that is issuing outward. Like the plant life is growing out of this pool of water, and outward from it. As you walk past that pool of water, it looks to be a very strange teleportation circle. This teleportation circle is set up and such that it is pulling arcane forces visibly in the air without the detect magic spell going. It is pulling in wisp of energy from all over the place. And while it's pulling in these little wisp of energy, Kiara, you feel heat at your side as it looks like Excalibur is having to go overtime to isolate you all from whatever energy source is going on right now at this teleportation circle, this is what you see currently. The rest of the room is covered in vegetation. There are trees that are growing in this very large space. Think 100 yards in any direction. Like, it is a cavernous space the size of a football field. Like,
Can we see into the teleportation circle?
You are currently at the door admiring Bo's punching door ability. But if anybody wants to go into this space, you are welcome to do so.
Well, it seems like you have it from here, you magic users. I'm going to see myself off.
Turk reaches out instinctively and grabs hold of Texas's shoulder to keep her from jumping into some portal for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know.
The teleportation circle is 50 feet away, correct?
The teleportation circle, the pond itself is 50 feet from where you are. Behind, I'll say it's 100 feet away.
All right, I cast Dispel Magic on the teleportation circle. That is 120 foot range.
Okay. All right, let's do this.
It was 100 yards, which is 300 feet.
The 100 yards, it's explaining the space that
Gotcha,
this is going outward. Okay, so Texas, you send the spell over towards it. I need a Dispel Magic roll.
Okay, and it's with my mandolin, so it can only be a 3rd level.
Okay, so
just so you know.
I need an arcane check on it to see if you can beat this, but it needs to be at disadvantage because as you send this energy towards it, it's seeming to absorb some of it or lessen the effect on the circle as it goes toward it.
Crap. That's a 9.
A 9. You do not have any effect on this teleportation circle.
Need to come up with something else? But we might as well go in, right?
What's the air like inside that we can tell from the door?
Florida.
Gross. Disgusting. Hate it. I'm turning away and leaving. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll walk in.
Bo.
I'm probably the safest person to walk in.
Yeah. Hey, is Bo a religious guy?
No.
No? Okay. Bo, I need a wisdom save, pal.
Sure. I'm decent at those. 15 plus 3, 18.
15 plus 3. As you walk into the space, whatever sort of insulating energies there are lesser in the space.
Okay.
There's something about crossing the threshold of that door. As you walk into the space, you hear screaming, echoing off inside of your head, as if something is being held against its will, and you recognize this type of yelling. Your backstory, you would understand, when somebody's hurt or in pain, and this person is hurt or in pain, and it is coming from the pool of water.
If I come back to where the group is, does it stop?
It does.
So I convey that. Unknown voices in head crossing threshold. As soon as we pass this door, screaming, audibly, in your head,
screaming?
Pain, really, hurt, they are on death's door. Despair, you haven't had a drink in 4 days.
That's rough.
We have
Isn't
to
it?
go in. We have to try, right?
I mean,
I'm gonna try to go in. Is Turk still trying to hold me back?
No.
Okay. I won't go far into the room, but I want to step in a little bit.
I'll walk in with her and just
Okay.
escort.
I'll head in as well.
Okay.
As soon as anybody goes in, Turk's going to follow.
When you guys go in, now that Bo has pointed it out, that screaming is bad. Somebody is in pain. somebody is hurting, and it's coming from the pool of water. You can see off in the distance that teleportation circle is pulling in energy and power, and it's activated, but the teleportation circle should last 6 seconds. This, the teleportation circle lasts 6 seconds. This is not turning off.
Oh.
William,
Yes.
you saw the teleportation circle that got us here, yes?
Yes.
If we were to alter this circle in any way, do you think it would change what it's doing?
I believe that if you alter any of the design, shape, it will have repercussions.
Go with me on this one, because this is...
I can't tell you
you're-
what
you
repercussions it will have or what will happen if you disrupt it.
Okay. Kiara and William are studying the teleportation circle. You're from where you are you getting close to it to look at it, or are you staying back?
I'm staying back. I'm more concerned that Excalibur is like a hot iron at my side. Cass would probably be the only one to get my reference right now. Cass.
Yeah? You want me to go fly over it or something?
No. Did you watch Supernatural by chance? Remember in one of the first episodes, in the first season, they were drawing lots of circles on the ground with salt, and you break the circle and it disengages the enchantment.
Of course.
What if we could do that to this circle?
Castle has her dagger in her hand and from trying to stab the door. And she's like, do you want me to dig it out?
I don't think we can use magic because it's drawing the magic, but we might
just
have to use
dagger.
physical means to
Scratch it?
to bend it.
I'm gonna go look at it and see if
Cass-
that's a thing we can do.
Cass, you walk past the lake, the body of water.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't. I'm going to mount the broom, yip
Okay.
yip, and see if it works.
Okay. You cross over the lake. The broom works. It flies up. You
Okay.
cross over the lake. Yes?
Yes.
You're crossing over the lake, and as you cross over the lake, you're getting closer to the arcane circle. I'll guesstimate that the minute you get about 40 feet away from Kiara, the broom turns into a broom.
Am I over water when this happens, or am I over solid
You
ground?
have cleared the lake at this point. The broom
Okay.
turns into a broom. I need a wisdom save. Actually, no. I need a con save from you, please.
Okay.
How far is she?
She is 40 feet away. She's so it's like big lake. She's flying over it. She clears it. She's getting close to this teleportation circle. And the minute she gets away from everybody, the broom goes and she hits the ground. It's not a high height. Okay.
How wide is that lake?
Yes.
I'll say this. Let's go. I say lake. Let's go 30 feet? Like 30 feet?
It's a water ditch.
It's a water ditch.
Okay.
It's deep, but it's only like 30 feet wide.
I'd like to Misty step across the lake because I can Misty step 30 feet.
Okay. Cass, I need...
It's a 9.
9?
It's a 9.
Go ahead and roll a d10, please.
How high was I? Or, I mean, that's kind of...
How high were you?
Yeah, I mean, I would have tried to get a little higher just so I could see more of it without going too close.
Then I need a dex save as well.
Okay.
The clearance on the sides, is there clearance around this lake?
There is clearance around the lake.
As soon as she is falling out of the sky, Turk is running around the lake. He's sprinting around the lake.
Can I make it to her before she falls? Being a monk that can walk on water?
I was just gonna cast Blink while I was falling, but
That's fair. No, that's fair.
You'd have to burn a key point. You'd have to do Step of the Wind. Your speed is pretty quick. Turk can start running around the end. If you want to burn a key point and do Step of the Wind, I'll let you give me a dex check to see if you can catch her. A dex save.
Sure, I'll burn
I
a
got to
key point.
6. The D10 was 1, as you asked for.
The D10 was a 1.
Sorry, say again.
Yes, burn a first level spell slot. Just eliminate it. Being close to this teleportation circle, Cass gets involved with it as well. There is these odd in the air tethers of color that seem to be leaking now from Cass and leaking from the broom. As the broom is being caught up in this as well, and you see the enchantment that keeps this thing aloft being sucked into this circle. And like as the wood begins to lose some of its color, the bristles begin to fall out. Like it's a very quick process. I've got a lot to juggle right now. Bo, give me a dexterity. What was your dexterity save?
It's a save. I rolled a check. I rolled a 17 as a check.
Okay, you catch her. You run across the water and catch her. Texas, what are you looking at?
I wanted to make sure she was okay, but I also wanted to get towards the screaming, but I don't want to fall in the water because I don't know if it's from the water or if it's from across the water in the portal circle thing.
Okay.
So, but I didn't want to risk flying over the water, so I figured if I Misty stepped across, that'll get me from one bank to the other in a second.
You're getting closer to the circle, but you're looking in the lake.
Well, I'm looking for the source of the screaming. So if the source of the screaming as I go across the lake is the lake, but if the source of the screaming is across the lake.
Now, Misty Step does not put you in the same place. Like you're not like sort of like floating or flying. Like it's a teleportation.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
For the directional, where is the sound coming from once she's crossed the lake?
Once she crossed the lake, it's coming from the water itself.
Okay.
You triangulate the sound. It's not coming from the teleportation circle. It's coming from the water.
Okay. But I'm close enough to the teleportation circle. Can I see anything inside it? Or does it look like...
It's activated. You know that if any single person... Give me an Arcana check. Texas.
15 plus 2, 17.
Okay. 17. You think about magic in a weird way. You manifest magic through creativity. This teleportation circle is the equivalent of you singing a song, getting to the last note of the song, and holding the last note indefinitely. And just letting your body fall apart, holding the last note indefinitely. You don't have the breath to keep doing this. So now what you're going to do is start stealing the breath out of everything to keep the note going. Cheshire got hurt because magic in this realm and countless others is being funneled into a choke point to this particular teleportation circle because somebody doesn't want to turn it off.
Okay, so detect thoughts. If you read the fine print on it, I can detect thoughts on a person I can see, but you can also use this spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see.
Okay.
When you cast the spell or as your action during the duration, you can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you. The spell can penetrate barriers. 2 feet of rock, 2 inches any metal other than lead or thin sheet of lead blocks you.
Pal, if you're watching, this might be a good time for you to come in. So you all watch as Texas begin to cast. What is everybody else doing?
As soon as Cass starts to fall, Kiara has one hand on Excalibur and she's stepping into the room.
Okay. You got one hand on Excalibur, and how would you say one step into the room?
Well, I know that there's screaming happening. They've told me, so I only take one because I'm preparing for that mental shock.
It's loud, dude. It is loud.
Is it in any particular language, or is it?
There is no language for this particular scream. There is no, like, it is just a recurring sound. It is not common or uncommon or anything like that. It is just pain. Pain is a universal language. Oof, that hurts.
Yeah, it is.
Would Turk have been privy to the whole supernatural conversation between Cass?
I said it out loud. It was not quiet.
I run and dive into the pool.
Okay.
Touching.
William,
he doesn't do what I was gonna.
William dives into the pool. What you see as William goes running past everybody and diving into this pool of water is you see a man. You see a man who is radiating magic. He's a very good-looking man. He's absolutely gorgeous in appearance, and he is shirtless, but has what looks to be plant skin, and made of like plant material. He is being held in the water, but he doesn't seem like he needs to breathe. You see these growths of plant material leaving him at various points, almost as if they're holding him in the water. Okay? Below him is just plant material. It looks like his own body is being used to hold him in place, and whoever is holding him in the water in this like tunnel, there's almost an irony to it. Like that this was attempted once before in this particular god's life, and he is being forced to relive this, and whatever is causing him to scream does not stop as you enter into the water. I need a perception check at disadvantage, pal, because I don't think you're used to looking at stuff in the water.
Okay, it was a 19 and a 17, so 22. It's a 20.
The look on this being's face as he looks up at you, he still has the wherewithal to flick his eyes down towards the mass of green below him that seems to be churning in the water beneath him.
All right, can I cast a spell?
You can certainly try.
I want to control water.
Okay.
I want to part the water.
Do you want to do that in the water, or would you like to get out to do that?
I want to move close to the bottom and part the water.
You're going to swim past this individual. Okay.
No, I'm going to swim to... You know what? I'll swim to him, and I'm just going to part the water. If I fall, I fall. I'm just going to part the water so that neither one of us is in the water.
Enwin, God of Stories. You're in pain. It's excruciating. You and I have talked a little bit about what is happening, and you see an individual that you've never seen before, and it's the first show of life that hasn't been these men in these suits, or the one that imprisoned you here. You are aware of this floating beneath you. You know what he looks like, and he looks uncannily like Red Jack. Okay? A little bit different. So William, you've had a lot of stuff. You've jumped in the water. You've looked at the water. You started to swim in the water. What's everybody else doing? Watching William dive into the water.
Immediate. I'm sending him a telepathic
Message.
You're an idiot. I'm going to murder you when you get out of there. Immediate response.
Does that allow me to respond?
Yes.
No. Yes? I don't know.
I will, because I'm interested to see what he says to that.
Okay.
I found the problem. He's right here.
Yes, you are right there.
You get 2 snark points, which only become activated when. Texas, what are you doing?
Well, I already cast Detect Thoughts, so I should be able to sense any creature within 30 feet of me. If I'm not sensing anything, I'm moving closer and closer to the water.
Three beings you sense in the water. You get William. You get a very powerful sense. And then you get, oh man, I don't know what these things intelligence are.
If it has an intelligence of 3 or lower, it doesn't speak any language, then I cannot detect them.
Hang on, let me look at its stats. No.
It knows.
You sense hunger. It's hungry, and it's opening its jaw as William swims close.
Okay, I'm pushing aside William in my thoughts because I already know who that is. I'm pushing aside. My bet is on this other powerful thing, is the screaming thing, not the hunger thing.
Yep.
So once I detect the presence of a creature in this way, I can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration as described above, even if I can't see it, but it must still be within range.
Enwin, what are your thoughts currently?
Unless it's a deity.
There's a lot of screaming, I would assume, in panic.
Yeah, panicking is always a free action, but there's a lot of free actions going on.
Probably just about the dragon.
Yeah.
That's sort of straight down.
Okay, so I'm getting that this thing that's down below him is dragon.
Yep.
Okay. But I can ask questions.
You can use tech thoughts. Go ahead and ask your question before I let Bo go, and we start rolling initiative to see what people are going to start doing here.
We're here to help. How can we help you?
Well, getting me out would be a very good start.
I'll dive in the water.
Indigo Chameleon just smiled because she heard the voice for the first time in a while, and it's a very serious situation, but she was like, Yeah.
I think we all did.
Mood. Bo, what are you doing before I have everybody roll initiative?
Once he goes into the water and I see that he's like not dying from it immediately, I'm gonna open up my pinky and siphon some of the water and put it in the tanks.
Okay.
And then drop some of the black licorice that Kiara gave me, and to give him a little bit of flavor. But we'll use that for later.
There you go. We're gonna kick off combat, unfortunately, with this dragon. Its mouth opening. William, as you get within distance of Enwin, this thing is going to unleash its breath weapon, which will have no effect on Enwin, but will definitely have an effect on you, as you see bits of plant go shooting out of this thing's mouth in a needle breath. Okay?
Okay, I will use my reaction.
Please do. What is your reaction?
You said it's a free action to pee your pants, right?
Yes.
And nobody notices you're in the water.
Enwin knows.
Why is it suddenly warm?
Dang it. I will try a temporal shunt.
As your reaction. Tell me about temporal shunt.
If they make an attack, they have to make a wisdom savings throw.
Perfect. I need
or vanish.
Before you do that, okay, a wisdom saving throw. Hang on. I'm going to bring this up. What does this guy have? Yeah, that's not a bad wisdom save. 23 wisdom save.
Sure, it makes it.
I need a dex save from you, pal.
$19.
19 is going to make it. So you're going to take half damage on this. As the needles come flying out of the water and you become a bit of a pin cushion. I got to roll some more dice. You made your save, right?
Yeah, 19.
You take 33 points of piercing damage. As you are just everybody go ahead and roll initiative for me. Enwin, until you are released, you are not going to be able to assist much in this battle.
I figured.
But once you are released, you will have a say in what happens here. However, I will say this. If you have any spells or abilities at level 20 as your god form that you would like to use to assist these individuals, and you can conceivably do so, I would let you do that. But it cannot be anything that would allow you to escape your bonds or your hold here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so while you study through, and these needles come flying out, the dragon also is going to begin to rise up out of the water and land on the ground outside of the lake, facing the group on the other side of the lake, away from the teleportation circle. Everybody roll initiative for an adult forest dragon.
Nice.
I would like to thank Icky V and Magnoth for sending me this information when I asked for cool plant creatures. Both of you sent me this, and you're like, but we shouldn't fight this. Were your words, I believe. Like,
But not this one.
You're excommunicated, Vicky. Leave the room.
Traitor.
All right, fine.
No! That's a knee-jerk reaction. No.
I love me.
I apologize for all that.
Old-fashioned dragon fight. There we go.
Dragon fight!
Anybody above a 25? Okay, William.
32.
32 for William. Okay. 25 and below.
Well, yeah. I mean,
20 to 25. Sorry. I'm juggling a lot right now. Hang on. There's a lot of players on the screen. I've got a dragon. 20 to 25. Yes.
I got 21.
21 for Kiara. 20 to 15.
19.
Church. 15 to 10.
11.
10 to 5. Bo,
6.
what happened to you, Bobo?
I even kissed the dice and it still didn't cooperate. So.
5 to 1?
You got 4, man.
Yeah, there he is. Enwin, what about you? Enwin's still
I
looking.
rolled an 11.
11.
Ooh, you and I match.
You can go first.
Here.
I'm not
Okay.
really doing much right now.
Just hanging out.
Kiara, what did you get?
21.
And Cass, what about you?
6.
6. Okay. The dragon goes in between you two. William.
Oh dear. Oh no.
You have dived into the water. You've hit this individual. You've taken a blast of needles that have slammed into your body. The water itself is getting a little murky with your blood at this point, as you're just sort of chumming the water, as it were. But you are in front of this man who is surrounded by these green. They look like just like green tendrils that are disconnected, that are connected to him and leaving the pools of water and outstretching to far points west.
Oh man, this is not good. Okay. I would. Can I get to where I can touch him?
You can get to where you can touch him. Oh my.
Oh my. Here's irate.
I go and hug him. No.
Okay.
Dang, I was gonna make it.
So I want to grab him, I guess, and
Okay.
try to dimension door out of there.
Okay. Are there verbal components to Dimension Door?
It is a verbal component.
Okay. You use what breath you have available to you and exhale it using the verbal component for this spell. As you cast Dimension Door, there is that brief disappearing where you like disappear from and you try to take him with. However, he does not come with you. Whatever magics are holding him in place are very strong indeed, and are tying into some deep stuff. But you would Dimension Door out of this space. Where would you end up?
As far away from the silly dragon as possible. 300
You
feet
don't
away.
know the dragon is out, where the dragon is at this point. You are still in the water. You know it's out of the pool, but you don't know where the dragon is. We got to play this how it lands.
Oh, well, I mean, it attacked me and then he swam out of the water past me. I couldn't discern that direction.
No. You could, but
okay.
But you're in the water, like.
So what I'll do is opposite of the direction that he went out, I'll go the opposite direction.
I need probability dice to see if you land in the teleportation circle.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna give this a 15% chance. So 85 and up, you are. William ain't here no more.
33 is my score.
Okay, you managed to find a space in the room that is away from the teleportation circle, and you do not get mystically yeeted wherever this teleportation circle is leading.
Okay, so now
But
at
Cass
this point,
does.
just for a moment.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Okay.
your action.
my bonus action is going to be ye old spell gun.
Ye old spell gun.
Yep.
Okay.
Fireball.
The dragon is on the other side of the pool. You take your ye old spell gun and you go to fire a fireball as a bonus action at this adult dragon.
Yep. Why not?
What is the save?
It's a dexterity save of 17.
It makes its save. Roll damage.
Rolling.
So are plant dragons susceptible to fire?
23, so
Buddy,
half of 23.
Plant dragons are apparently not susceptible to anything.
Oh. Oh my.
23 points of damage. Is that already halved?
Yeah. No, that's not half. That's total.
Okay. So
It's just a level 3.
Okay. So it's what?
12 or 11.
12 points. You do 12 points of fire damage. The fireball engulfing our poor dragon, the hero of our story, really. That's William's turn. You doing anything else?
Can I shout out that we need to release the guy in the water?
Yep, you certainly can.
Shout that out.
Kiara, you're up.
So this thing's in front of me. Or is it on the other side of the pool
It's on
staring
the
at the group?
other side of the pool, just staring at the group.
Oh, biscuits. Okay.
We're fighting a forest dragon, Lord Zemnis. Welcome.
We're fighting Barky, Zemnis. He's using Barky against me, and it's really sad. All right. Well, it's plants, right? So, yeah. Okay. Cool. I am going to cast Insect Plague on it.
Oh, I'm about this. Tell me about Insect Plague.
insect plague. A swarming, biting locusts fill a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point that I choose within range, which is 300 feet. The sphere spreads around corners, remains for the duration, and its area is lightly obscured. The sphere's area is considered difficult terrain. When the area appears, each creature in it must make a con save. A creature takes 4d10 piercing damage on a failed one or have as much on a successful one.
19 con save.
Yes, you pass.
Okay.
A creature must also make this saving throw when it enters the spell's area for the first time or ends its turn there.
Okay. Got it. So you've got that little insect plague going.
Yes.
Okay.
What am I rolling again? D10s. 1, 2, 3. I need one more. There was one stuck. There it is. I was just gonna say there was one stuck in my sleeve earlier. Oh wow, that's actually really good damage. 10, 27. 27, so halved would 15 is 30, 14, 28, so 14 or 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 13. All right, cool. That's your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
So it's a plague of locusts. Sorry, the Hercules is stuck in my head now. Sorry. Bonus action. No, I'm not going to do anything with my bonus
All right.
action. I am, however, going to move closer to the water.
Okay, you move closer to the water. The dragon is not too far away. He's 30 feet away as he's landed on the other side of this water grouping, but you get close enough to him. That is Kiara's turn. Turk, it is now your turn. Big old dragon that a dragon slaying arrow might do a little bit of damage to.
Nice. It would have been so nice to have.
Hang on. Sorry.
I have 40 feet of movement, and I only stepped like 3 feet in the beginning.
Sure.
So would that get me into the water?
It would.
I would like to do that.
You are in the water. You're floating on the surface of the water.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. That's
Yeah. You're in the water. You're good.
Cool. Good.
All right. Turk.
Okay. Turk has had this one-track mind thing. When he heard the conversation about the whole supernatural and breaking of the seal, and was running around the lake to get over to that other, saw that Cass was caught by Bo, but he probably would have continued on to the teleportation place to see if there was something he could do to disrupt this teleport.
All right. Give me a bonus action. I'll say you would have made this before the fight started. Give me an Arcana check, Turk.
Because I'm so good at those.
Pal, you are. This is like looking at a calculus problem and being like, I wonder if I turn this into subtraction, if this will, like, we're dealing with some.
I'm just wondering, is there something I could take my short sword and scrape over to break it?
You could try, but you don't know. Ooh, pal, you don't know the side effects of this. That's what the Arcana check is for. Or you could just scrape the sides of it.
I rolled a 12 on my...
Scraping the sides of it could work. You could get pulled into the teleportation circle, depending on how powerful it is. And be transported wherever it's leading to, because you're breaking the plane. Do you know what I mean? Like you're taking the sword and you're smashing it down on one of these lines. And this could have the desired effect. With a 12, you're not sure. Or you could be teleported away.
He feels it's important enough to do. He's going to attack this thing and see what happens.
Okay. Okay.
He's going to scrape. He's going to do what he can to scrape and mar this thing.
With what? With what weapon?
With my short sword.
Is it magical?
It's a normal. No, it's a normal short sword.
Okay. You come forward, and
it's not strapped to my hand or anything. I'm just holding it kind of loose. Just put.
No, loosely. You're just gonna you're gonna give a little tap, or are you gonna swing it down?
I am going to be doing what I can to scrape. If you consider it's a swing, whatever it happens to be.
I need a con save at disadvantage as you get right up on this circle. Then I need an attack roll.
So that's 13. And that's an 11. So the con save is going to be a 13 altogether.
And you are just going to some random point at the circle. You're not aiming it for anything. You're just going to a random place.
If it's a solid circle, if there's a sigil that's there, I am looking at something that I can disrupt.
I need a D10 from you as you get close, right up on this thing, and make contact with the outer bands of it.
That would be a 2.
2 spell slots down, as that magic is just sort of absorbed into the circle, feeding it. There is a flare as you take a chunk out of the ground where this was made. It's not chalk. It's not paint. You chip the bone.
Okay. Does it appear to have any effect on the teleportation?
There is a flare up from the circle. It looks like you're going to need multiple hits at this spot because chalk and paint looks like it may not cut it for whatever this teleportation circle was going to be used for. However, the magical energies that are being sucked into it are starting to slow with you chipping the circle.
I'm going to take my second attack on the circle.
Give me another attack roll and give me another con save.
Is it disadvantage on the con save again?
No, not now.
Okay, con save. That's a 7.
D10.
Good thing I don't rely on these spells too much. Ouch. That's a 6.
6. 6 level spell. 6 levels of spells. Your choice.
Yeah, that almost wipes me out.
What are spells, honestly?
Wait till you see what happens when you exceed your level of spells.
Yay.
Another little chip of this is taken out, and you're just kind of swinging away. That's your 2 attacks. You doing anything with your bonus action?
Nope. That's pretty much all I got right now.
All right, that's Turk's turn. We now cut to Texas and Enwin. Texas, big old green dragon in front of the group. William has just shouted, "We got to rescue the guy that's in the water."
Yep. I'm gonna throw something at the dragon, jump in the water. I'm using my movement to get in the water, but I gotta help with this dragon thing. I can't leave everybody hanging.
Okay.
So this is a plant. I just froze this. See, shatter is so much better as far as damage, but I just did a lot of damage on those vines with that dragon's breath, and I wouldn't know that he's resistant to everything. So I hate that. Okay, well, I'm gonna hit him with the dragon's breath then. Crap.
Okay.
Sure, I got out all these
What is the
D8s
range on the
and
dragon's
stuff
breath?
that you would do. Oh crap. You know what? I don't think I can because he's not within 15 feet of me.
You'd have to jump in the water and do it from the water.
And how many times a day can you do it?
It's a spell.
It's a spell. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna go with shatter then. Now, is there anybody within 10 feet of the dragon?
Icky V got close. I don't think she got within 10 feet of it.
Okay, cool. Well, then
Not yet.
He's gonna make a con save of 17,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast shatter at him.
Con save. 26.
Ooh, yeah. I think he still gets half damage. Yeah, half. He still gets half damage, so that'll work. So it's gonna be 8, 5, 13, 16, 24, 26, 30, 33 points. So half of 33, 15, 16. points of damage.
16 points of damage. Okay.
And I am using all of my movement to get as close to. Do I recognize Enwin? I mean, I was in Wonderland. Would I recognize like who or what he is?
I think as a bard, if you don't know the god of stories, you're doing something wrong.
Got it. The same way. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm using every bit of my movement to
all
head
30,
towards
all
Enwin.
25 feet of it. It'll get you in the water, and it'll get you about halfway down, and you would see Enwin, shirtless, under the water, all of the green tendrils
Cool. Then
leaving
I'm
him.
using my bonus action to Misty Step 30 more feet. So.
When is there a verbal component to Misty Step?
Oh crap! I didn't even look at that. Yeah, there sure is.
And if you're casting it and not using an item to cast it, you are going to expel all of your breath by using the verbal component for this spell. But you're next to Enwin. This is how you go out.
Why do I think she saw the shirtless and the verbal component
And that's
was
when the Misty Step kicked in. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. That's your turn. Enwin.
I'm in a hole, so the only thing I can really do is cast Arcane Eye directly above me, so I can see outside of the water. And what's going on.
I am about it. This you are privy to the scene. You turn on pay-per-view, which is all you can do when you're in quarantine and being held in the water by a malevolent being who's using you. So
Yeah, but like at least it's free real estate.
it's free. Hey,
know?
free real estate.
real estate.
Dice Barbarian. I cast Shirtless Hug. It is super effective. Or is it? The dragon. The dragon, you don't have to worry about going to the dragon because the dragon on his turn is going to fly over Kiara and land on the other side of the lake, close to the party. It's gonna get up close and personal with everybody. And it's going to look at you all, and it's going to do a couple things. It's going to see if its breath weapon comes back. Its breath weapon comes back. That's fun. You know what? It's just going to go ahead and use that breath weapon.
I will try Temporal Shunt again.
Yes, absolutely. What is the save on Temporal Shunt?
I don't know. Roll your dice and I'll tell you.
Is it a wisdom save? Is it a...
Yeah. Wisdom save.
He nat 1'd it on Temporal Shunt. So he's going to choose to succeed anyway. So he is good to go.
That's one down.
Everybody but Kiara, Texas, and Enwin, I need a dexterity saving throw as this dude makes a pretty large cone and some of it gets swept up into the teleportation circle. He can cast a 40-foot cone on this group of individuals.
My danger sense gives me this advantage, correct?
Yes. Are you raging?
I don't think danger sense has to be. I have to be raging for danger sense.
Oh, because you went barbarian monk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 24 dex save.
24 dex save.
I got a 24 as well.
Okay.
27.
On dex saves?
I get +9 on my dex save.
Wow.
Plus
William,
7.
what do you get on your dex save?
+5.
And what did you get?
I rolled a 19.
I rolled an 18.
Wow. Okay.
I'm still gonna die anyway, so.
Cass.
16.
16. Okay, that's a failure. Sorry, Cass.
Okay, cool. Hit me. Let's do this.
Yes, no.
Let me roll this.
It's like Christmas. The earlier you go to bed, the sooner Santa comes. So like the faster I take damage, the sooner I can get mad and fix some stuff.
The faster the dragon breathes.
Hang on. Let's do this. Roll 12 D10.
What?
Hey,
No!
excuse me?
Just wait.
Well, the
can you shunt the temper again, William, and make the time go backwards, please?
69 points of
that
damage. Nice. 69 points to Cass.
Nice. Oh no, nice.
Not nice. And then 69 divided by 2, nice. For those that made the
I'm
save.
down.
I'm down.
I take no damage.
34 points of damage for those that made the save.
I'm going to use my evasion, so I take none.
I'm down.
William's down. Cass, you're down with 69?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oof.
I had exactly 69 left.
Oh,
Did you
no!
really?
Yeah. That was devastating.
I'm so sorry. William and Cass both hit the ground. That is going to be the dragon's turn as it ends its spot right there.
What is? Do I have something as a rogue that allows me to dodge damage?
You should have evasion, but that's a later feat, buddy. That's
Is
like
it? Okay.
level 9 or something. Because I just get it at 9.
So there's nothing. I don't have anything. Okay, actually, that must have been something that the other Turk had as a paladin. All right.
Yeah.
I'm still messed up from Eberron.
No, we're all a little messed up from Eberron, pal. Cass, I need a dex or a death save from you, please.
I was like,
I fail?
oh no. I don't like that. Can I do it again?
No.
It was a 3.
In 6
Okay.
seconds.
In 6 seconds. That's one failure for you, Cass.
Yeah, I know.
It could have been worse. It could have been a 1.
Could have been a 1. It's true. The dragon is now going to take one of its legendary actions here, because it couldn't take any of them before. What does it want to do? It's going to... it's just going to make a tail attack at Bo, because Bo looks pretty sturdy and looks like he made it okay. Bo, that's a 18 to hit.
No dice.
No dice. That's one of its legendary actions. Okay, that was Kiara's, or that was Cass's turn. Yeah, Bo, your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to use. I believe I can use a key point disengage. Can I? Yes, I'm gonna burn a key point to disengage from the dragon.
Okay.
Step of the wind. As my bonus action. And I would like to make my way to Cass. And I have on my pendant I have a little amulet that I pop up, and it's a little pendant about yay big, but it reeks of alcohol. It's like the only drink he ever has. If you think of Saint Bernard, it's his emergency cask. And he pops it. It turns into a little pint of mead, and he just makes Cass drink it. And that's 44 of health.
All right, roll that 4d4, Bo.
The amulet of the drunkard.
He's drunk after this.
Oh.
I mean, hey.
Are we invoking drunk cast tonight?
Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Give me. I need 44.
44. It's not a lot, but it'll get you up. So it's 15 points of healing.
Phrasing. 15 points of healing.
It's.
What? Hold on.
That's my 1. Everyone gets 1, and you have it.
Okay, that is Bo's turn. William, I need a death saving throw.
A 4.
That is a failure for William as well. Kiara, your turn.
Cool. I don't know that they're down really, so this is great. I'm going to put my hood up on my cloak of the manta ray, and I'm going to swim down to the trapped person.
Yeah, you would see a Texas that's kind of floating in the water in front of the trapped person, but you see him in the water, these green tendrils leaving him.
Okay. They are plants, correct?
They are plants.
Okay.
He is plant. They is plant. We are the plant.
I understand. All right, let me see what I have equipment wise real quick. I have a club. And a quarter staff. Tinderbox. Okay. Interesting. I am going to. Wow, I really don't have anything sharp on my person other than Excalibur. I'm not sure how well that's gonna work out. Do it. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out Excalibur and I'm going to attempt to cleave these vines from his person.
Okay. I need an attack roll, please, as you take out Excalibur to prune some of the plant life. Yeah. Actually, you cannot do that.
No.
No. Pulling the hood on the manta ray cloak requires your full action to do so.
Okay.
So, isn't that something that you just did? Like you pulled the hood up and then dove in the water? That requires an action to do.
Okay, that's fine.
I will say with your bonus action, you are able to unsheathe Excalibur from your side.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be floating in front of him with Excalibur then.
Big, shiny, bright sword, Enwin, in front of you.
Yeah, let me check one more thing real quick. As I know I can't really talk underwater, but can I use my telepathic ability to just talk to him? Like, just say, you don't know me, but I'm here to help, hopefully. Soon.
In about 6 seconds.
You feel a reassuring voice in your head saying those words.
Great.
That is Kiara's turn. Turk. Big dragon. You're by the space.
Did I see William go down?
Oh, absolutely. I think you would have seen William go down. You saw Cass go down, and Bo ran over to Cass and gave Cass his last alkaboos.
Okay, with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Spirit on. Is William within 60 feet of me?
He is within 60 feet of you.
I'm going to cast Healing Spirit on top of him, healing him for 1d6.
Do you have the spell slot to do this?
Yes, I do. This is my second level spell slot.
It's the second level spell slot. Bonus action to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's 1d6. 6 points of damage.
6 points of healing. Yeah.
Please don't hit him.
Yeah.
6 points of healing damage.
William, you are up, my dude.
I'm going to take 2 attacks on this.
Okay.
Do I notice myself doing any noticeable damage to this?
You're doing chips in this, like you're making some chips in this, but like the energy is still going. It's you've taken a knife, you've taken a sword, and you're carving into this, buddy. But you're doing chips into a bone which has been set into the ground, and the conduit is still pulling in energy. I'll say this, man. What's your passive perception?
27.
So this, you would definitely notice this. As you burn that last spell slot and send that healing word over to him, as you get close to this thing, there are no tendrils coming from you to the circle. But every magical item that you have on your person is connected to this circle by a tendril of light. So you're going to have to start picking. You're going to have to lean your right shoulder forward, and the hat's going to go. You're going to have to lean forward, lean your back towards it, and the bow's going to go. Like, the more you hit this, it's still pulling power, but you're standing in the torrent of water.
And so in order for me to do any more damage, any real damage to this, I'm going to have to actually, I'll be losing something.
You'll be losing something.
Okay.
Because the only way you're doing it is being up close to it and hacking into it, but it's pulling from the nearest source of magic, and you happen to be it.
Okay.
The insulating lightning rod has left the game. It's underwater now. So it's not insulating the party. It's insulating Enwin and Texas and Kiara.
All right. So I need to. So I know I need to move away from this. Is what you're telling me?
No, you don't need to move away from it. If you want to keep hacking at it, you know that it causes a surge every time you hit this thing. There's a poof. There's a poof. So if you keep hitting it, you just need to be prepared to lose some of your magical items. Or go after the dragon. I know this is a Kobayashi Maru situation, but
well, I just am I doing enough damage to this thing to make, in my mind, to make it worth going after this thing?
Give me an
items are items. I mean,
investigation check, Turk, as a free action.
I just need to know. I'm just trying to decide. Yeah, that's a 3.
You think this
plus
thing,
4, so 7.
You think this thing has 3 to 4 more hits out of your sword before you break the conduit to the circle, and whatever it's open to, that power's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, I just don't know enough about it, and it's been ineffective as near as I can tell. I'm going to give up on that. I'm going to go ahead and shoot the dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an attack roll.
And there's people 5 feet within it. Within 5 feet.
You clever boy. No, there is not. Bo was within 5 feet of it, and it disengaged. And Bo disengaged to go heal Cass. Nobody's within 5 feet of this thing.
All right. I'm going to, as I pull the string back, you hear me whisper, which is Klingon for swift death to you who have wronged me.
Take the attack at advantage, Turk.
Oh, well, taking the attack at the advantage. Let me just double check.
Because now he has advantage on the attack. He can get his.
If I have advantage on the attack roll,
there's no.
So yes.
Okay, go ahead.
What's that? What are you saying?
You have this at advantage, so you get sneak attack damage if you'd like to add
I'm
sneak
just
attack.
I mean, I don't want to do anything that I shouldn't be
No,
doing.
do it. You're roguing it up, Pally.
That's a 15 on the first roll, and that's a 7 on the second. 15 plus 11 is going to be 21 to hit.
That hits roll damage.
Okay, that's going to be 3d6. I'm going to have to do this on the D&B Beyond, so it's going to be 60.
Get that sneak attack.
5d6.
Hey, split the arrow in twain.
It's going to be 19 on that, plus damage from the arrow, an additional 8, so that's going to be 27 altogether on that attack.
27 points of damage on that attack. You have the dragon's
And-
attention.
Sure, I do. We're going to take a second attack now,
Got it?
and that's going to be, where'd my attack roll go?
You do not get sneak attack with this one.
No, I do not. And that's only a 4 plus 11. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
You're so enthralled that you've utilized your skills and your training. That arrow hits, that second arrow boom, goes wide. You misses.
And I've already done my bonus action, and that's going to be. I'm going to use my movement to see if I'm going to draw this dragon away from the rest of the party.
You take off at a run. You're just like, come on. You just start like taunting it. Give me a performance check, Turk.
To see how well I bring it to me. Oh, man,
I want to assist this so bad. I love this idea.
How do you assist him in his?
I don't want to.
progression?
I don't want to because I don't want the dragon to come to cast.
Okay, all right, yeah, there you go.
That's going to be a 14 on my performance check.
14 on the performance check. There you go. You think after all of the damage you've done to it, that between that and yelling at it, you have its full attention, Turk. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I wanted. Yep.
How far away are you from it? 10 feet?
I was at the
15 feet?
teleport, and I moved 30 feet away from the group.
Away from the group. Got it. So, okay, cool. Got it. That's your turn. Texas and Enwin.
All right. I still have the concentration spell. I still have that up because it lasts for a full minute.
You
so
do.
I can still communicate with him telepathically.
Okay.
Thank you, chat. Okay. If this works, this is partly Sheffel Death and Dice Barbarian's fault. If it works.
Okay. I haven't looked at the chat.
Nope. Okay, good. All right. So I tell him, I say to Edwin, I have an idea in his head. I have an idea. Just trust me. I think I can help you to just not be here because Malish told us about the battery. No, Malish, did he say that out loud or did William say it?
William said it.
I think I can get rid of Enwin, not in a bad way though. All right. I say, just trust me. And I pull out that, what is it freaking called? The iron flask.
Oh, shit.
Because that's super powerful.
Well, there goes our one.
Wrong one.
Huh? So I pull off the brass stopper. And as long as he's within 60 feet of me, he just has to succeed on a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw unless he chooses to fail it.
I have a lot planned here.
Gotta make that roll.
Honestly. Leave it to Indigo.
No, come on. There's gotta be a way that this doesn't work.
Doesn't he still have legendary actions and stuff?
She's not throwing the flask at the dragon. She's throwing it
water.
at Enwin.
Oh.
And I'm not throwing it at anyone. I'm just trying to trap him in that bottle because he won't be there. And he's from a different plane of existence. So it should work because if the target is native to a plane of existence other than the one you're on, the target must succeed on DC 17 Wisdom saving throw or be trapped in the flask.
He's not native to this plane. He's from Wonderland.
Right.
Clever girl.
Enwin.
Oh, no.
Frick me.
He will not need to breathe, eat, or drink any. Yeah, well, he doesn't age.
Enwin, would you like to give me a wisdom save here?
I mean, they've come to help, and they're with Bo, so I'm gonna let her do it.
We know each other, yeah, man.
I hate everything about this.
I don't actually know what's happening.
You're gonna be trapped in a flask, and I'm a big fan, and we can talk all the time now, forever and ever.
Flask me up, Texas. No.
Or until I release you.
There you go.
Oh dear.
I forgot. Me and Edwin went on one mission together.
The flask can hold one creature DC if he chooses to fail. He's a god, but if he chooses to fail, doesn't need to eat. Frick me. Yeah, Texas takes the flask and holds it out towards Enwin, and Enwin trusts Bo and chooses with all of his godly might to fail the save, and the god of stories is sucked into Texas's frickin' iron flask, immediately breaking the...
Can I hum to myself, I've got Enwin in a bottle? No, it's stuck in my head.
I'm sorry, Edwin. You heard that.
I love it.
Enwin... Enwin immediately is released from the bonds holding him and sucked into the power of the flask, to which Texas has to choose to release him. There is no other way out. When that
Don't
happens,
read Discord, Billy. I said don't read Discord.
I won't. When that happens, the magic stops flowing into the teleportation circle. But the teleportation circle is still active. It's just not causing the power suck that it was. Okay? That's your action. Are you doing anything with your bonus action, Texas?
I'm probably using my movement to get some air.
Okay.
I'm
Kiara,
probably swimming to the top and just breathing because I don't want to die.
Kiara is next to you and sees you heading up towards the surface. Enwin is no longer there and part of the equation. And you just start heading up towards the surface. Yep.
Slowly sheathed sword. Well, there went my dramatic review.
Texas strikes again.
Join the club,
The first
Vicky.
time Kiara goes to use the sword as an actual sword.
To do something with a sword, okay.
Do sword things.
Enwin, you are in a very, very comfortable looking lounge room. There is a jukebox filled with Southern songs in the corner. There looks to be beer, like a beer fridge, and 4 taps in the room, but all of the beer is Natty Light.
Don't forget the Xbox, because Turk took the Xbox.
There's an Xbox in there, and there is a sofa and a beanbag and some other comfortable chairs. They're all denim. The couch, it is just and on the wall you would see some posters, and the poster looks like it's Texas in an angelic face, like holding a musical instrument, like off in the corner.
This is the worst roller coaster of emotions I've ever been on. It's beer tap, but it's Natty Light. It's beanbags, but it's denim.
It's not just denim. It's denim.
Oh, stop.
And when this is what you encounter, you have been released from hell into a.
It's a jouch.
It's a jouch, Gene. And it has to be Wrangler, right? Like it has to be Wrangler. Like it. Yeah.
It's a jouch.
Cool, I guess I'm just gonna pour myself a beer and sit on the couch. Just be like, well, this is better than where it was.
Okay. It's the dragon's turn.
I was hoping the dragon would just collapse once there was no battery anymore.
Yeah, you were thinking that.
Oh, thank God. The dragon. Hi, buddy.
It does not get its breath weapon back, but it is going to use its movement to run forward and pounce on Turk. As Turk has gathered its attention and run off of the group. It's going to fly up into the air, landing on Turk, and it's going to use all of its attacks on Turk. So
try temporal shunt.
Okay. Do you need to wait for it to make an attack first?
You just said he put all of his tax on him.
Okay. Get wisdom save. It fails its save. It's going to make its save instead.
It's down to 1.
Sure. Let's make some attack rolls.
Which is one more than Turk has left.
Oh no.
Turk. First attack is a bite attack. That is a 36 to hit.
Yeah, that's maybe twice my armor class almost.
Yep, I'm so sorry, pal. I rolled really high on that one.
He's not sorry at all.
That is,
he is
15
rolling for
points
vengeance.
of piercing damage.
Okay, am I grappled or anything of that nature?
I don't know if you're held in this guy's mouth. No, you're just bit.
Okay. I do need to do a Constitution save on my concentration save.
You do. Go ahead and give me a con save.
That's a 19.
Yep, that makes it. Now it's going to make 2 claw attacks. Turk, 19 to hit.
That's my armor class.
Yep, that hits. So we got 14 points of slashing damage. And then that is
That was a 14 on my
concentration. This is a 26 to hit.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to say yes on that. Oh, wait. I got wait. I do have something here that multi-attack defense. When a creature hits you with an attack, you gain +4 bonus to armor class against all subsequent attacks made by that creature for the rest of the turn. So the second hit missed.
The second hit missed. Okay. But the 26, I think, hits.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
Okay.
Hey.
So put that
something.
damage back. This is 20 points of piercing damage from the claws.
Okay.
And this thing is on top of you. The last thing I need you to give me is as this thing lands on top of you, I need you to give me a DC 16 wisdom save.
Rangers are wisdom, right?
And that's a 16.
16. You are not frightened by this thing on top of you as it stares down upon you.
Yes, I am. I just peed myself. I just want to put that out there. It's a free action.
That is the dragon's turn. Cass, you are laying on the ground.
And is going to grab her crossbow out of her bag and ready because she's now prone and get some use out of the physician's prescription
Okay.
with the healer's oath
Okay.
and target some people who aren't looking too great.
Okay. Tell me what you're doing.
Sure. Going to target Turk. Going to target. Is William back up? I can't recall.
William is back up.
William is
Okay.
back up. Turk is being covered by a real large dragon right now. So he has
Entirely?
3, 4. No, I'm going to put him at half cover because I want him to live through this. Not at 3/4 cover. So it's going to add a bump to his AC to hit.
Okay. So and then myself as well.
Does my dexterity count towards my EC in this instance?
It does. So we'll say that they even out because you want to be hit by this crossbow bolt.
And myself as well. And I don't think anyone else is in great big need.
Unless they took dragon breath damage.
Not that I can tell on the overlay. So Turk, William, myself, and that is going to. Do I need to do disadvantage roll for Turk?
No.
Or is it even?
His AC is what it is.
Okay. That is a 19 to hit, but there's a +1 to attack, so it's a 20 to hit, 30.
Okay.
That hits. Was that at me? I'm sorry.
That was for you and William and myself as well. 7, 8 plus 15. Second. Plus ability modifier. Okay. So 15 plus. So a 19 to each.
19 points of health to William, 19 to Turk, and 19 to yourself.
Correct.
Okay.
Nice.
And since using the healer's oath portion of the physician's prescription as a bonus action, I'm going to use the rest of my action to right myself and to heal myself further.
Okay. Aren't you firing bolts here, like at these individuals with the physician?
And
That's not a bonus action.
Okay.
Okay. The physician's prescription allows you to you have a +1 bonus to attack once attuned, outfitted, has been modified to allow for launching bottles at individuals.
further down.
As an action, an item can be preloaded into the compartment. Okay, so I'm going to say that you preloaded these healing parts.
So these weren't vials. About 2 or 3 paragraphs down, it's talking about using a bonus action to expend a healer's oath, and you have to read the inscription on the side of the crossbow. in order to convert the magic into it's not actually a bolt anymore, it's a purple orb of light.
It's 5 healing bolts, but you still have to target 5 creatures and fire the healing bolts.
Okay.
So you use the action, like it just allows you to do a multi-shot.
I don't know. Okay. It's just, I guess I misunderstood.
Keep reading down. You can target up to 5 creatures of your choice, yourself included, that you can see. Each creature regains hit points because you're firing the bolts explode outward.
Okay.
Nowhere.
It says as a bonus action you can expend the charge to use the ability Healer's Oath, and I guess I just misunderstood.
Healer's Oath generates the 5 healing bolts.
Okay.
And then
so there's no more movement. So writing myself is going to be a next action.
Bonus action. Okay, so here's the deal. Bonus action causes that 1 healing bolt to turn into 5.
To split.
The action allows you to shoot all of them out. Okay. And then you use half of your movement to get up. You still have half your movement left.
Let's use the rest of it to give a couple feet of
towards the dragon.
Away from the dragon.
Away from the dragon. Okay. Yeah. You use your remaining 15 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Cool. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. That's the end of Cass's turn. Bo, your turn. Cass is on her feet. She looks healed.
Cool.
Turk is
under the dragon.
Under the dragon.
Dear Diary.
Wow.
Being a bigger guy, is the dragon 1 size or 2 size bigger than him?
What is Bo's size category?
Wherever 6.5 feet, 7 foot, 6.5, 7 foot. I think that's a large, but I'm not 100%.
He is huge. So he's
huge.
Yeah, he's not too much bigger, but he's pretty big.
You're a medium. He's huge. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Never mind then. Because I wanted to do something really cool, and I can't do that because he's 2 sizes bigger.
He's too big.
You're gonna pick him up by the tail and swing him around, weren't you?
No, not that cool, but I'm still gonna do it anyway. But I just don't get the cool effect for it. So if Cass is up, Bo is speeding off. He's gonna run up to the dragon right in the face and just pop.
What's Bo's movement speed?
45.
Okay, yeah, that'll get him. 2 attack rolls, buddy.
Just 200 strikes. First one's 17.
17 misses.
The second one's 26.
26 hits.
Cool. And then that is 10 points of bludgeoning.
10 points.
Fists.
Okay. 10 points of damage.
Bonus action, step of the wind to disengage.
Okay.
And use I can disengage 10 feet, and I am now going to try to taunt the dragon.
Intimidation or performance? Actually, go performance check. I need a performance check to just kind of be like, look at me, I'm a chicken sandwich, like or whatever you would say to a plant dragon. Yeah.
16 plus 3.
16 plus 3.
19?
Okay. You have its attention. You are 10 feet away.
Awesome. And just tell I'm trying to tell Turk, like, if there's one fight I wanted to go down in, I've seen a lot of things, I've fought a lot of people, but going down to a dragon is my wish. So as soon as it gets off, go.
Okay.
I've fought a lot of things drunk. But this is my magnum opus, fighting a dragon.
Okay. That is Bo's turn. William, we go to you, buddy.
Let's see. I am gonna go for momentary stasis. Make that DC saving Constitution.
Con save?
Yeah.
30.
Just barely made it.
So sorry, man. It's constituted.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. You doing anything else with your turn? Action? Bonus action?
Nope.
Okay. That's William's turn. Kiara
is powdering her nose.
Kiara, we will go back to an initiative.
She's back.
Kiara is back. We'll use this as a legendary action. This thing is going to slap a tail out at Bo.
Yeah,
She got
hit
its
me.
attention. 28 to hit, Bo.
Oh, just barely.
Yeah, I figured that was a just barely.
Just right there.
Okay, with the tail hit. Ooh, that's nasty. I don't like that.
That's all right. We're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're fine.
21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, cool.
We're more than okay. We didn't take any of the damage from the breath weapon. We're fine.
Kiara, your turn.
Oh, okay. Wow, William already went?
William cast a spell and it made its save.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
This thing has a plus 11 to Constitution.
Yeah,
Very fortified.
it's a little redonkulous. It's not what I want. Maybe it is.
Turk, you're up next. You're going to be a little limited in what you're able to do as this thing is on top of you. You're not grappled, but it's just standing on top of like claws and paws in front of you. You know what I mean? It's up close and personal.
Is disengage an option for me?
It is, and I think as a rogue you get that as a bonus action. Yeah.
I had this all organized and now my thing is missing.
That's okay. You want us to come back to you?
Yeah. You can go do Turks and I should know by the end of that.
Okay, Turk, your turn.
I am going to do my disengage.
Disengage.
Bonus action.
Disengage is a bonus action.
Also throwing another 1d6 over William's direction with the healing spirit.
1d6,
which is free action for me to have it do that.
Does
And
the
that's-
healing spirit stay up, or
as
I lose concentration.
okay?
And that's another 1 point of healing for you. You're welcome.
It's one more point than you had, man.
Yeah,
more than-
anything in a right direction.
All you need is one.
If you have more than 1 HP, you're not dead.
Right, that's right. And I am going to move. Is the dragon facing Bo now?
No.
Is that what I'm understanding?
Bo was hit with a tail whip. It is still looking at you because Bo didn't do the amount of damage that you did to it. But he's
Bo within
taunting
5
it.
feet of it.
Yeah.
Is Bo within 5 feet then?
Bo is definitely within. No, he backed up
No.
10.
Disengage is 10. Disengage is 10 feet.
The tail attack is why I'm asking.
The tail
attack is 10.
The tail has a 10-foot reach.
Okay.
I will give you sneak attack damage if you hit here. Because the dragon is so large and it is so preoccupied.
Well, and I'm going to move 30 feet.
Back.
Playing cat and mouse. And so
I had a feeling that Turk was gonna stab it. Like it never expect the stab under the belly.
yeah, and I know what my stab can do under the belly, especially since I'm at disadvantage using any other weapon besides my bow currently.
Yeah, you
and
know.
so, first attack. I need new dice. Man, this is really 16.
16 misses.
Second attack. That's better. 14, 25.
25 hits. Currently, Turk is now 70 feet away from the group trying to lead the dragon away. So he is off into the wooded area. He is 70 feet away from the group. Okay? And I need that established. Bo is close because he's got that 45 feet of movement speed, but for the time being, it's Turk and Bo leading this thing off into the wooded area.
Bo said his
And
piece.
that's 21 for the that. Let me get arrow damage now. So 21 plus 12, it's going to be 33 points altogether.
33 points altogether. Here's the deal. He's not looking that beat up. There hasn't been a ton of damage put against this thing yet. But you're chipping away at it. But I want to give you insight into this as you lead it off away from the party. that it's still looking pretty sturdy. Okay?
Okay.
All right. That's Turk's turn. Texas, you're out of the water. You've got an Enwin flask. You see Turk and Bo leading this thing off into the woods.
How far away is this dragon?
70 feet.
Right.
Wait, when did the dragon move?
Oh,
Dragon hasn't moved.
Dragon
yet.
hasn't moved
yet.
You're right.
Dragon hasn't moved
Hang
yet.
on. I'm so sorry. The dragon is not 70 feet. The dragon is 40 feet away from you.
Got it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna hit the dragon, and then I need to talk because I'm afraid to release Enwin out of the flask if he's the battery for all this stuff happening, and I don't want him to get dragged back in the water. But I'm gonna ask because he may know more about what's actually going on than we do.
Sure.
So I'll hit the dragon with another shatter.
Okay.
At 4th. No, I'm not gonna hit the dragon with another shatter.
No, let's leave the god in the flask. Let's do that.
Well, no, I'm gonna ask him. I don't want to mess things up, though. I need to ask his permission first before I drop him out because things could go worse.
Consent.
I
is
mean, we
very
did all
important.
that to get him out. Let's leave him in the.
Screams and construct next to a shatter.
He understands how this works better than I do.
Wait.
Screaming in pain.
Let's wait. Hang on.
Screaming.
William
Okay.
does not get to lecture anybody on their choices
I said
in the
free
game.
him. I said we need to free him, not capture him
All right,
another.
hey, Mr. Throw Grandma from the train. Nobody here gets to everybody gets to make choices based on their
Screaming.
character.
This is the first time he hasn't been screaming in pain in who knows how long. Listen,
All right.
he may be like, listen, I've
Speaking of
had a
which,
beer
has the
sitting on the
screaming
couch. I'm
stopped?
great.
The screaming has definitely stopped. Everybody would
yeah,
be
I
able to
agree.
hear that.
All right, so then I'm gonna, you know what? Because I'm who I am as a person, I'm gonna try to polymorph the dragon.
Okay. Yeah.
Why not? Let's go worm because it's funny to me because
It's a
WRRM. No, okay, there's an irony. Never mind. Anyway, okay, so he's got to
He's
make
a
a wisdom
bookworm.
save of 17.
A wisdom save of 17.
Yeah.
26.
Yep. Well, that didn't work.
He
No.
still has that one resistance left.
He still has the one resistance left, and he's got a +7 to wisdom saves.
Oh my
Actually,
god.
19 on
re-roll
the
that.
die.
This is
Re-roll that.
chonky.
This is chonky.
And
Re-roll
I
that.
can't use. I can't
Wait.
use my-
Hang on.
Good.
You're using your reaction now.
Chronal shift. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, he's going to use his last legendary resistance to pass it.
Well, hey, at least,
Hey, resistance down, man.
yeah, at
You
least
don't
he's
know
still-
that as characters.
You
I know.
don't know that in character.
But do
I
we
don't
know
know.
that as having played D&D in the real world and having read the monster manual? I'm just
This is
curious.
not in the
How-
monster manual.
How about this? He's not in the monster manual, and you don't know if Dad, knowing that you guys might just start doing some research and knowing that 2 players here submitted the monster to me, may have messed with how many legendary resistances this thing had.
Oh, I hate that.
And all of that.
And the two players who submitted it have not said anything.
It's fine. I don't know what resistances are. I just punch things.
Texas, that was your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
Well, I'm just saying. I'm saying because I've still got that concentration spell up. So I'm just saying. Hey.
No,
listen,
you do
I'm
not.
afraid- No. Why not?
Just because of polymorph? Isn't it a concentration?
No, but I have an amulet of concentration, so I can concentrate on 2 spells at once.
You do
Yes.
have an amulet of concentration. There you go. My mistake. What do you say towards Enwin?
Listen, I know you're the battery for something, so I don't want to screw anything up by letting you out. What should I do? You know this better than me, I'm assuming. And I know he's not going to get to do an action this time, but at least I
No,
don't want to screw anything up.
literally, it's he gets an action this turn because it's his turn.
I know, but it's his turn, but he won't get to do any godlike powerful.
How about
things.
this? You are able to talk to him because your turns fell at exactly the same time. Enwin can talk to you if you want to use your bonus action to open the flask. I would allow that.
Okay, so I can listen.
But
to
Enwin's
what
not
he
going to
says
be
first.
able to take a turn this turn because you're going to be pokeballing him out of the flask.
Got it. Okay.
It's pocket gun.
Do I know that if she lets me out, I'll be all right?
You are no longer connected to the iron chains that the plants were hiding, that the sword would have connected with, and how that cold iron was going to affect a Fey sword may not have been the great day, but because those chains are no longer affecting you, you should be good to go here and to wreak a little bit of hell.
Okay, then I will tell her that. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to tell her that. Instead, I'm just going to say, you know what? At this point, I don't care what happens. Let me at him.
Oh, see, disappointed I'm letting him out of this bottle this early. Okay, but I'll open it.
Okay. The bottle is opened as manifesting into the space is a being with a lot of gravitas. This person commands a room. As the particular the flask is emptied, and before you stands Enwin, the god of stories. And
hey, man.
I know him. He's a friend from work.
He's a friend from work. Yes.
As Enwin manifests in the space and just seems to put out a lot of energy, the dragon is going to turn and face Enwin with a look of, oh crap. Yeah.
I'm just going to, without breaking eye contact with the dragon, like bow and then stand back up.
Yeah. Okay. That is Enwin's turn. That is Texas's turn. The dragon's turn. Okay. The dragon will use its turn to disengage from Bo. He will disengage from Turk.
He wasn't actually engaged with either one at the moment.
Okay. I apologize. He will fly away from Turk. He will fly away from Bo. He will land in front of Enwin. And bow again. And the green forest around the dragon will begin to fall away, forming a huge pile of mulch. And you will see that as these layers begin to fall away, they're almost sloshed off like mage armor. As they begin to fall and fall and fall until what is in the middle of this gigantic dragon that seems to be attacking anything that came close to Enwin is a simple owl. This owl is at the very center, almost like it's a Russian nesting doll. And there's a simple owl at the center of this dragon made up of plant material and wood. And the owl will fly over towards Enwin's shoulder and land upon his shoulder.
Well, I'm glad I didn't take my turn.
Heroes, you are currently out of combat.
Hey, I'm sorry, I punched your dragon. That's my bad.
Can I try to use the wand on the circle?
Which to absorb the magic of the circle?
Yes.
It's been absorbing magic from everywhere.
I get that.
Okay, while this conversation is happening, Bo's a little ways away, Turk's a little ways away, you are all out of combat. William, you walk up towards the circle and take the wand out. and fire it at the circle, hoping to absorb all of the magics inherent within it, correct?
Or enough to bring it down. Whatever that requires. Yes. Yes, and.
Oh, bud. Okay. You know what? How many charges do you use?
It doesn't have charges. It just absorbs charges.
Okay. How many charges are you absorbing?
I'll start with all of them.
You want all of...
How many is that? Can we get a number here?
It doesn't have charges.
Okay. Okay. William walks over towards the circle, takes the wand that absorbs magical spell slots from fallen enemies, points the wand at it, and the wand becomes a suction for the magic that this thing collected. So there are now 2 well springs of magic, okay? There's the wand, which is collecting as much as it can, and all of the magic that was collected by this teleportation circle. And it doesn't show any signs of stopping after 6 seconds. The wand is glowing a dull orange at this point. This traditional-looking magician's wand. William's still holding on to it. William, it's vibrating pretty hard. Like it's almost like your hand's going a little numb, but it shows no signs of stopping at this point.
Can I draw off for some of that power?
You can start siphoning off some of that power.
I'll use it to take a full rest.
Okay.
To start.
You all see this process happening. William just starts absorbing the magic inherent in this teleportation circle. Bo?
Yeah, I mean, seems pretty fun. We're gonna walk over there. I assume I see the Nyx in like the circle that Turk made, right?
There's a pretty dent. Looks like a few well-placed hits might break it. But William is currently in the process of absorbing the magic from the wand into himself. And it's a lot.
Do you want me to break it? It's up to you, man. Like, as you see, you're doing your own thing right now. But if you want some help, I'm more than happy. If not, you do your thing. I don't understand magic.
I'm not gonna say no. I mean,
okay, what's the process on this? Are the rest of us gathering? Can I ask what everybody else is doing?
I'll say this with
in the water.
I know that's why I'm asking what everybody else.
When combat stops, William, without talking to the group, without saying anything to anyone, will walk over to the circle and begin this process. Over the course of 12 to 15 seconds, Turk, everyone gets out of the water and starts heading over in a collected group close to William.
If he's holding a glowing orange wand that is absorbing his power,
then yes, everybody is gathered close to William at this point, including Enma.
No, incorrect. I'm not getting close.
You misread me. I'm not gathering close to that orange glowing wand that seems to be absorbing power.
Hard pass.
Okay.
Hard
pass.
Would Kiara know if destroying a teleportation circle would have bad repercussions?
It's going to have bad repercussions on this spot and the spot that it's connected to.
Ooh.
William's trying to offset the damage output.
Oh.
Okay.
Where's Cassie's health right now? Can we tell
question.
how? I've still got 3 charges of healing spirit left that I would be using in this time as well.
Okay. There is a healing spirit, and Cass, you are just sort of like shuffled a little bit closer to it. No?
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't say no, but my own, I wouldn't be.
Well, that's what can I tell who's most damaged in this area is all that I'm wondering.
Who's missing a good amount of hit points?
It's definitely
William, but William cannot move. He has left the healing, or because it's a
I
30-foot.
I can move the healing spirit 30 feet.
Perfect. You move it over closer to him.
Oh
and
no! Wait! I'm sorry. I took a full rest as part of the absorption, so now I'm at full health. Sorry.
He's at full health.
Forgot.
So
I forgot.
Turk, I think everybody's okay for the moment.
Except you and I, Turk.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and 3 more healing spurts over to Cass. Near as I can tell, she's the lowest one that's down.
Okay.
She's down before, so.
What's everybody else? Hang on, William. You've taken a lot of action, sister. let's as you're absorbing this 14 magic. 14 casts. What's everybody else doing?
As soon as he started this, because I have a bad feeling about this, as soon as he started this, because there's been a lot of stuff happening, so we're at close to a minute, I think by now anyway.
Yes.
As soon as this started, I started making a tiny hut. It takes 1 minute to cast.
Oh.
But if things go south really bad or look like they're going to, we can cram up to 9 people into that thing.
You're absorbing the magic, right, William? Just continually over and over again?
Yes. Quick question though.
Yeah.
Can I siphon that off through me?
Giving other people long rests, is that what you're asking?
No.
Or are you just trying to?
No, not other people, another person.
Who?
I don't know, a deity that would be able to absorb it. Some of it came from him.
It did. You could ask.
Do I know where this circle is going?
This circle is headed towards the person who did this to you. I'll say this. You've heard of this place and you've read enough stories that you know that it's headed here and that this person is messing things up. Innocent people, most of them children.
Okay.
Turk jumps through the portal. He didn't even hear this, but just something tells him that he needs to be on the other side. I'm kidding.
It's not a portal, actually.
I'm losing my mind.
So
it's not a teleportation.
If I get the chance, can I explain that I need to siphon? I won't be able to contain this.
Yeah.
I need to give this back to you.
Oh, I've never been one to turn down power. Sure. But real quick, and I'm going to grab Athel off my shoulder, and I'm going to say, make sure it's safe, and I'm going to send her through.
Okay. The owl flies through the portal. There's a brief pause. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5. About 6 seconds go by, and then she flies back through the portal.
Great. I'll hold my hand out for the wand and just kind of like, no, I do believe that belongs to me.
I need everybody to give me a D6. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 14, 15. People in the chat that are paying attention, you got your dice. Give me a D6. 16. William?
2.
18. Okay? We'll start with 18. You don't know where they came from, but Enwin is starting to fill up. 5, 18, 23, 25, 26, 30. The first power source to hit you is Cheshire. All of Cheshire. Major Cheshire. And that's the first of the gods to hit you. Major Cheshire. The other 29 gods are powers of those deities that begin to siphon through you. I'll say this: the first 15, you're loving it. You're soaking up power like crazy. 16 starts to feel funny. 17, 18, and 19, Enwin is starting to glow, and some of the plants, some of his skin is starting to burn away.
Can
Back
I
in the
let
bottle.
go of him?
Enwin, Enwin reached out for the wand and grabbed the wand.
Okay, because I didn't let go of the wand.
No, you didn't, but he took it. He's holding it as well, and you said, "Hey, can you take some of this?" So Enwin is doing that. He's taking it.
Gotcha.
I don't think I met Edwin when he was a god. I think we were just like, it was early on in the career.
Yep.
So I still think he's buddy. So I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and just help him out.
All right, Bo starts to absorb a lot of this power. It's getting rough. We hit around the 20s. Bo, you're starting to feel it as you guys are absorbing huge amounts of arcane energy. 25.
Oh God.
Does this remind me of what happened when I touched the wolf?
Yep.
I'm touching Enwin.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my focus and make connection.
Okay.
Turk's not getting left out of this one.
Turk.
Group hug, man. Group hug.
We go full Guardians of the Galaxy on this one.
Yeah.
As William holds onto the wand and Enwin grabs a hold of it. Texas puts a hand on Enwin. Cass puts a hand on Enwin and William, and it kind of turns into this Bo, Enwin, William, Kiara, Cass, Texas, Turk group hug. Yes.
Do they all get a full rest?
They all get. All of you receive a full rest before you are disintegrated. Before the power becomes too much. It is too much to handle, even with a god here in your presence. You are absorbing so much magic that it is too much. As all of you, Footloose plays in the background. All of you turn to dust. You are with each other when the end arrives. It is terrible. I don't feel so good, says Meowth.
Ow.
And as that dust begins to swirl, it is pulled into the portal as the last magics flicker out, sending all of you careening towards the social nexus point of the realm of stories. There's a brief pause as the energy, a part of you, leaves you all and shoots up into the night's sky. Enwin is used to handling power. And it's a much better story if the underdog makes it. Was not where I was planning this adventure to take place. There's a whole mini arc in Disneyland. However,
whoops.
William, Kiara, Texas, Cass, Bo, Turk, and a more powerful than you've ever felt in your life, Enwin, wake up on the shores of Neverland. A giant pirate ship off in the distance. As before you, running past, you see a little girl who runs past you guys, looks at you all, sees that you've all fallen in the sand, points at you and goes, "Ha!" and just keeps running. Enwin outstretches a hand upward towards the sky to siphon off a bit of this energy. and that energy coalesces into two very bright celestial bodies. Two stars positioned slightly off to the right of the horizon. And that is where we are going to end tonight's episode. I have to write an arc with you guys in Neverland now. William, Kiara, Texas, Cass, Bo, Enwin, and Turk. Tomorrow night on this channel, a battle is going to ensue to determine the fate of the world as we know it. You can't all be there as these characters because it's not your turn. However, I'm going to let each of you, not talking with one another, adopt another character from Neverland. Okay? It cannot be a character that you play for those that play there. But you may adopt one, okay, and provide a boon based on the skills of your character. Does that make sense? A spell, a magical item, some way to assist them in their final battle, as if you were there fighting it alongside of them. And the Lost Isle crew, Bo included, and Enwin if you so chooses, because he's got stuff to do, are going to explore the new worlds created by the Neverland crew after tomorrow night's session and see what Neverland is like.
Okay, just clarification for me real quick. We're adopting the characters that are playing, not any character on Never?
You may adopt any character on Neverland to assist them in the final battle.
Because you know who I'm adopting. I just, there's nobody else that I can adopt.
Turk is drawn to a small girl and her dragonborn guardian that looks eerily similar to Turk in some ways and very different in others.
Like another life.
Like another life. The rest of you may choose someone to... Yeah. Okay?
Gonna have to brush up on my Neverland. All right, cool.
I know exactly who I want.
I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Indigo Connect. We're going to go raid another channel real quick, share the TTRPG love. It's Bear Nuts and Bolts as we prepare to fly to Neverland one last time. Bye, guys.